Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. I don't really know. But hi, I'm Ashley Adamson. Welcome to the show. I just went on a date, and it was the first date, and it's my first date since I got surgery. Um, I am celebrating my rebirthday today, which I had my vagina surgery 2 days ago, or 2 days ago in a year. And I'm like, it's time to date. It's time to try things. It's time to go out there and give things a shot. I'd like to have a partner. I'd like to have a long-term relationship. My previous boyfriend ended up breaking up with me in December. Yeah, so I'm starting over again. And I think like dating before I had surgery was sort of this thing of, well, I got some balls. Can't really change that. So like clearly there's gonna have to be a conversation about that probably before we even start touching each other, right? Uh, but now I don't got balls. Or maybe the balls are just all in here now. I mean, what do I even mean by that? But I mean, the way that I see it is like anyone can have balls, I've got balls, but like not those kinds anymore. I don't know if my balls gave me that kind of balls anyways. Like, does balls really just mean you have a lot of testosterone and you do reckless stuff? Because, yeah, I feel like testosterone does make you do reckless things. But I digress. So what do I have balls. I don't have balls, but because I don't have balls, do I tell them that I don't have balls? Or do I, like before it was like, okay, I put it on my dating profile, I'm trans, like FYI, I'm trans. That way we can kind of save that conversation. But like now it's like, well, do you even need to tell them that you're trans? Like, it's your medical history now rather than you have balls. Or, for people who have removed their balls, you still have something down there, right? So my stance or experiment, I suppose, for this dating is to not tell them that I don't have balls and to really tell them, I like this analogy, it's great for the algorithm or the censorship, right? I tell them that I don't have balls. No, I don't tell them that I don't have balls until I feel like we're past the I'm evaluating you if you're worth even dating, right? Like, no point in starting conversation with someone and saying, hey, by the way, I don't have balls, I think I'm just gonna keep cracking up, like saying this is ridiculous. But hey, just FYI, you matched with a woman, and just so you know, I don't have any balls, right? So yeah, so I don't have balls. So I'm not gonna tell them that I don't have balls because it's like, does that matter? Should I start that conversation? Like, if we're matching on Tinder or OkCupid or whatever, am I expecting you to tell me that you don't have balls or that you have like this back problem with a slip disc and that every now and then you have to like lie in bed because you hurt yourself, or that you're taking anti-anxiety meds because you have high anxiety? Like, do we start the conversation with all of your medical problems? Because that's how I'm experiencing it, is it's like, okay, I've had the surgeries to resolve my medical indifferences, and now the only thing that's left over is my bones. It's just my bones. It's crazy to think. The only thing left over is my bones. Like, my bones might be thicker in some places. My bones haven't changed shape around my hips like a cis woman has. I've had some of my bones removed from my face so that I can look better. So like, functionally, I've got the estrogen, I've got the vagina. I don't have a uterus. Uh, but and I got boobs. You can squeeze them. It's like I I just I just don't have balls, and I have bones that are shaped differently. So, like, does that matter to you? Does it matter that my bones are shaped differently and that I don't have balls? Right? Like, that's basically it. But for some people, I understand they haven't done the processing. Look, I've been thinking about this for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for like 6 or 7 years, and I've like fully committed. So like, I understand, to me, it's not a big deal that I don't have balls. Do you have balls? I don't have balls. Um, if I'm dating someone, do I want them to have balls? Yeah, I prefer if they have balls. If they don't have balls, it's like, what's there to grab when there's like, I'm going down on them. Like, I want to grab the balls. But in all seriousness, it's like I put in so much more investment into thinking about this. They haven't. So, should I really expect them to have a certain level of development and growth in like processing this, that like you're dating a woman who was assigned male at birth, but now the only difference between her and someone who is female assigned at birth is her bone structure and the fact she doesn't have a uterus? So like, does that matter to you so much that like the fact that we're having a great conversation, that we've clicked, that we're connected, that you're attracted to me, does all of those things, like, do you throw those things out the window for bones and no balls? Right? Like, come on. So I find it ridiculous, but I just experienced that today. And so I've been talking to this guy. So my 1 year anniversary is coming up for no balls. And I'm like, okay, I think it's time to start doing the little online dating, the lead gen. We're going to start talking. And so match with like maybe 10 people through the conversations, and people just dropping out of conversations, end up in conversations with like 2 or 3 people, and then end up talking to this guy on the phone. We seem to be hitting it off, having a good conversation. And he's like, oh, by the way, like, I'm 50, even though it says 40, because no one believes me. And I'm like, okay, that's a little bit surprising. I can work with that. Wasn't my plan. Not exactly what I wanted, but I'm adaptable. And we have good conversation. And then next day we have a short conversation. Third day we have another conversation on the phone. We arranged to hang out today. Today was our plan to go get breakfast, take out, and go for a walk in the park, right? And so we met up, and he was immediately nervous, or he clocked me essentially. And eventually, after about 30 minutes, I was like, you seem like really anxious. There's something wrong. Like, what's going on? And he said, is there something that you're hiding from me? And I'm like, no, that's weird for you to say it. Thinking in my head, no, that's weird for you to say something like that. Maybe you've clocked me, but I'm not hiding anything. So I'm like, no, I'm not hiding anything. And he's like, well, please don't be offended, because I don't know how to ask you this. And he's like trying to figure it out in his head. And I'm kind of getting an idea of where he's going. And he goes, were you assigned female at birth? And so, yeah, so he's clocked me, right? That was probably the nicest way, by the way, of like trying to ask the question. He didn't say, are you trans? He didn't say, are you a guy? He said, were you assigned? And he didn't say assigned. He said, were you a woman, a girl at birth, or whatever? So he's pretty close, right? And he didn't even say assigned male at birth. So that was very, I think, polite of him. But I was like, no, I was assigned male at birth. But I've had all my surgeries. I got a vagina. Like, there's nothing different than a regular woman, just my bones. I literally just said that. Um, and he's just like, well, you should tell someone. And that's like the classic cis man thing to say. You should tell someone before. And uh, the other part, hiding. Like, there's no hiding. I'm not hiding. I'm not going to hide. And there's no point. I don't want to hide. Like, I know some trans women want to hide. I'm not fucking hiding. Not. No balls, no hiding. um, so he, so he said that, and I tried to explain to him. I was like, look, I was gonna have a conversation after we talked. If we clicked, I was gonna tell you about my medical history. It's not really relevant because it's my medical history, but I was going to tell you my medical history anyways because I know some people care. But I don't know who cares because some people really don't care, some people do. And he kind of, accepted that. He wanted to talk some more in his car, and I was like, no, that's fine. If you're not cool with this, like he said, it's hard for me to think about like learning something new like this. I don't want to do that. And I was like, look, if you don't want to learn something new, you don't want to try something else, that's fine. It's on you. It's not on me. We don't need to go talk about it in your car. Everything's fine. I'll see you. Bye. And, hug bye. And then I just got my burrito and I drove back. I feel like that was a fine interaction. I was ready to have that discussion. It was just unexpected that he clocked me since I was just in Oklahoma and no one clocked me. But I guess he's Peruvian. I guess maybe if you're Peruvian, your expectations for the curves of a woman are going to be a little different, perhaps. Or maybe I'm just that clockable. I don't know. I didn't have my balls hanging out, so like, could not see that. So I just drove home kind of feeling like I'm not really upset. I'm not really, I mean, how would you feel in this situation? I'm not really upset. I'm kind of like, okay, that happened. It's disappointing because I was willing to be flexible with my expectations, but he was unwilling to be flexible with his expectations. Despite us having great conversation, us like vibing, him being attracted to me, it's like the idea of it was like so massive and such a huge roadblock that we couldn't even get past that, even in a conversation. And he's 50. So like maybe that's just a generational thing as well. I think coming out of that, I feel disappointed a little bit. Not because I was emotionally invested in that connection, but just like, okay, yeah, first date, immediately clocked, didn't go well. This is going to probably continue. And as long as I leave it off my profile, it's going to be something that I'm going to have to kind of cross that bridge every single time until someone's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. You got a vagina. Oops. I'm supposed to say no balls. I said it. So like, it's just a funny thing. It's just weird. It's a weird situation to be in where it's just my bones. It's just my bones. Do you care about my bones? Do you care about my medical history? Yes or no? If you do, then let's talk and I'll tell you. And then you can decide. If you don't care about my medical history, if you don't care about my bones, and you find me attractive as I am, great, let's do that. I don't know, like what would you do in my situation? I feel like it's dumb. I just feel like it's dumb. But I get it. People don't put the energy in to process like I have. And like probably you have. So yeah, I have one more first date tomorrow, and then I'm just gonna kind of wrap up my dating and wait another month. of course I'll be open and I'll be flirting with people and stuff like that, but no, no online dating. Online dating can get so exhausting because you're always kind of like chatting and there's always someone through the door and someone through the door and someone through the door. I'm just gonna like do this kind of like, it's open. You have like 4 or 5 days to speak to me, and then that's it. And then if nothing works out in that time, I'm done. I'm just gonna go do my life, enjoy my life, not be in a state of wanting and desperation of like, oh my God, why me? My dating experience at the beginning of my transition, it felt like it hurt a lot when I get rejected because I'm trans, because I feel like I got stuck in the story of being a victim of like my situation and feeling really shitty about that. And now I don't feel so shitty about that because I feel like I am worthy of someone to be loved and appreciated as I are, as I am, and as I don't know. I don't know. It's like I am this thing, but also we are, like the totality of me is a we, and we are this thing. And I am is like, I'm in a state of being. Everything just is, and I am just an is. So it's like, we are, I am, I is this thing that is. No balls. Right? So I'm no balls, Ashley. Starting from today, I'll just be like, hey, it's no balls, Ashley. Here we are doing this thing. Okay. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about this kind of thing? What do you think about dating? What do you think about dating with no balls, dating with balls? How's that going to affect your dating experience? Yeah, I don't know. I think that I think I was getting onto something I didn't finish. I am in a place where I feel worthy of love because I have been loved by a previous boyfriend. So I crossed that bridge. I feel like there are plenty of people that would be totally cool with me being trans. Plenty of this. Despite not having the perfect body or being perfectly passable, I'm passable enough that I think most men will still find me attractive, even if they know that I'm trans or if they don't know that I'm trans. It don't matter, right? Because no balls. They don't have to deal with the no balls factor or the balls factor, right? It's gone. So that leaves me at this point where I go abundance, loving oneself, knowing there's plenty of opportunity out there, getting away from the constrained mindset of like, oh my God, there's not enough opportunity, everything, I just need to really hold on to it. And you know what? If I don't find someone in my life, fuck it. It's like, I tried and I'm going to keep trying. And if it doesn't work and it never works for some reason, that is just, at least I tried, right? At least I tried. And I cannot regret trying, right? Like that's the worst thing to feel, is regretting that you didn't do something that you felt like you should have. I'm trying. I'm going to keep trying. And the inevitability of me trying makes it just a numbers game. I just got to keep going and rolling with the punches. I can't give up, and neither can you. Don't give up. Wherever you are, just don't give up. And when you feel like you're going to give up, just remember Ashley telling you this. Don't give up. No balls. So that way you'll have a chuckle at the end of that when I tell you don't give up. And that'll change the vibe, right? No balls. Just don't give up. That's really what we should say. Because like it takes balls to have your balls removed. Like that takes serious balls, right? Like how committed do you have to be to have your balls removed, right? Like That takes balls. That must be why I have so much balls, because I had the balls to have them removed. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing with this concept over the next few videos. I'll see you in another video soon. Let me know what you think down below. Please like and subscribe, by the way, and share this if you know anyone that would also enjoy it. I'll see you in another episode soon. Bye.